eno ena Bawumia edi ye MPP fo no onim so ka kire mo se mo gimi o mo ntia ase enti obeka ne se mo kai John Mahama mo kai NDC o mo se ye. But your group people of Ghana and they still exist. The reason why they are very careful of late in speaking and also in commenting on issues, and then they say they know people like us, myself, and there are some very good ones in the system who are on social media, on TV, who have their own platforms, who come and kill the jandam. Until you can see, say, in Kofobia like 8 years ago, 9 years ago, 10 years ago, who were very vocal on TV and on radio every day, no, now they are careful. Most of them are not even showing up faces. They are not dead. They are still around. Because now they don't have that room where they will call themselves to say, yeah, different from the ordinary Ghanaian. Yeah, the ordinary Ghanaian. Now, what we know, the ordinary Ghanaian does not know. The last time I heard Bright Simmons, he was sitting on TV and he was talking about some issue, and you could see, say, with all due respect to him as an intelligent guy who does a lot of research, you could see, say, that particular topic he was speaking on, you could see he had gone to AI to read on some one or two things, and he was just doing what? Spewing AI statement. And they said, when did we have the plane crash? You could see Bright Simmons sitting on TV, and all that he was speaking about, you could see, say, he had no knowledge about the plane how it is going to be retrieved, how the emergency operations have to be conducted. But you could see, say, apart from he having an economic background, he was forcing himself in a situation or a space which he had limited knowledge about. And sometimes when you sit back, with all due respect to him, he is very good at what he does. But some people try to fit into places where they know that their knowledge or they don't have that kind of knowledge in. There are some people like that in the system. And because we have been able to let or enlighten Ghanaians, such people are now finding it difficult to just be coming out every day to speak. Now, what they do is they hide behind people's articles. What they do is they hide behind people's statements to see, say, they can be relevant. And sometimes people think, say, oh, people cannot lie again. People cannot lie to the system again. People cannot draw a line between some group of people and Ghanaians again. Right now, there's nothing like that line is gone. We have been able to clean that line. We have been able to bridge that gap. Into today, when you are sitting on news file and you are speaking, you are not any exceptional intelligence. We don't see you as an exceptional intelligence. And it's a intelligence. When you sit on TV3 to speak, we don't see you as a unique individual. When you sit on any platform to talk, we don't see you as what you are saying is not something that we cannot verify. Because in the past, hardly could we verify anything because access to information was difficult. How many people had money to even buy data to access the internet? How many people were able to freely go and ask questions for AI to give you exact answers? How many people had the time to go to library to go look for a specific book to go and read on a specific topic? But today, you don't need to have a book. You need to just have something, a gadget in your finger, in your hand, and then do what? And search or research or ask questions. And that is why the so-called elites, as we speak today, it looks like they are fading out. They are not fading out. They are there. The problem is they are getting competitors. The people they did not respect, the people they underestimate their intelligence, they have become their competitors. In terms of saying, sometimes he does some things, he makes some statements, he does some analysis, and you're like, that is how it is. When we call evolution, when we talk evolution, when there's change, when there is change in wisdom, when there's change in how we consume information around us or in our environment, now there's this evolution whereby things that we appreciated and were scared of, we start to see those things as part of our thinking. And there are people today you watch them on TV and you're like, but this analysis and this statement, it's basically jandam. And that is the level of intelligence and change in the way people we get access to information. It is a metiha. Sometimes I'm on my show, I'm talking, I'm speaking on something. In the next 2 seconds, somebody has already cut that piece and started sharing on their page. That is the new world. So you cannot say you are the repository or you are the headquarters of intelligence or wisdom. Knowledge is everywhere. Nobody can intimidate. It does not matter your degrees. It does not matter school awako. A young man can question you on something he believes or knows after researching that you are lying about it. In terms of they are not so exceptional again. You see right now, you see them, you watch them, and you're like, these people, initially we thought they were that smart, not knowing they are not that smart. It is not them. It is technology. It is the way we have embraced it. It is the way we have brought you along. And the Bawumia kasa, and some people you thought, Nana Dankwe Kufado in 1998, 1999, 2000, 2001, 2000, Ekufuado kasa, the whole Ghana has a Jimmy. When Ekufuado speaks, when he was speaking in those times or those days, Obi owa Ghana bia na odwin se Ekufuado nimnyansa chen obia. All because one, Ekufuado them created then this gas around them. Say ye die, ya call law school, ye die, near papa ni way, ye die nim no winim. But time everybody na expose you say na say Ekufuado kura we Jimmy Chen ntafo. Enye Ghana ntafo e wo more mass. Say Ekufuado Jimmy said mass ntafo. Because as we sit here, ntafo e wo more mass. As time went on, there are some people now you respect who say we mukra so many nyansa nchen yesa. Shobi dis osafomafo. And the osafomafo to na okasa afa economics one and also oka economy one. So we can say how did we make this guy a finance minister? Send the osafomafo gina ho. Na so osafomafo e kasa. Say, how did Osafomafo become a finance minister? And who will be to say a free yakoto? Now, how did this guy become a Greek minister for 8 years? So there's so many people in the system now. When you listen to them, you ask yourself, say, then your man go for a chance. And the Bawumia kasa, Bawumia to me kasa, you tweet and you questions.
Ladies and gentlemen, you will recall that I stated in 2014 that if the fundamentals are weak, the exchange rate will expose you. That was true then, and it is true now. It is 100% correct. So if the fundamentals are weak, the exchange rate will expose you. But it is warped logic to jump from that to a conclusion that if there is depreciation in their currency, then the fundamentals must be weak. Do you understand the logic? It is very warped logic. If the fundamentals are weak, the exchange rate will expose you. But if the exchange rate moves, you cannot jump to that conclusion that the fundamentals are weak. That defies.
So you see, and they also they will say, how did we end up with this guy as the vice president? And we said, we're able to make changing Ghana economic fortunes. Ultimately, obi to say Samira Bawumia. We call Gempa. One should and master on anything. Regular student passing through. Your son near training near any say K and we Gempa. Into Ushap Samira no cabro for whistle. Oh yeah, no one say oh yeah, first lady, second lady, and oh yeah, no it to first class jet. No a kunkumbaja kwasramo. Or say naturally. Onimi nyansa yade mind. So it is not about the original way and you know who has Samira about me so nyansa. Obajinsa utiene na okasa say girl ya no kasa fula niba, but the practical thing to do or to be clinic. On tiasie say aden also yen hufin na oma akwarabi enya enkwa on tiasie. Inti we have allowed such foolish people in our space for too long. It's the same thing. Bawumia tisana irena. Usha Samira we chide nim pons. Oko higempa. Please don't do that. You know, I'll see you. Oh, don't worry. You know, I don't come out in the evening. I'll see you at later tonight. Or the name and see, oh, Samira de Otibrofo. And you know my husband, let me tell you, when it comes to economy, Sa oba na so Sarfo plane ko India so kohwe kunkumbajafo. Why dam enonam, why dam. That is what we talk about every day. Until we created these people out of nothing. They are daft, they are ignorant. They are foolish people. We are allowed to go through the mill without questioning their level of intelligence. Because it's not you being married to a politician like Bawumia, Samira. Marrying Bawumia makes Samira intelligent. No. And as Samira speaking English. Now Samira saw nya Ghana ni. It is what is so unique about it? Because when you brofo ka on teach papa, when you brofo ka on timfante papa, when you brofo ka on wangara papa, child focus on it. Into the only option so beka brofo into Samira te brofo. What makes Samira intelligent? Samira niye ne action the chesa with Jimmy because as a second lady no on full plane and free hand India. So okwa kunkumbaja and then check the low level of intelligence. Into Nigeria is a kitchen bob. Somebody will say someone say, where did this Samira attempt? Samira on charm you. Me jujum yana ya. Yana ya. And you sit there, who will be to say, those times at Ghana, hey, Kennedy Japan, you say Kennedy Japan, dear, or no, now American or tea, and a Kennedy, dear, no Niminyansano, or your businessman, Kennedy Japan, or first or Kasa, now man for two, you know, or Cotranded tour, or to me, Jimmy, no one, hey, way, or Niminyanson, Kennedy Japan to be bien, and no one can say.
And that is what I stand for. Only country leaves. The name China for me, I experimental leaves have a protein. Protein are good for poultry feed. We are going to use cassava leaves, mix it with maize and soya bean, and produce poultry feed in Ghana.
Last also obesi hotel Wéàpons. Se si also what the Chinese phobia translate we say banche hono or the fry bra ye betu feed poultry. Sa nyoma we nyina not hu we jani nyina ton akoko fos. Sa nyoma ni nyina o se ade na wo ho a onim. Sa for 80 years ko 4 time na kede Japan wo ho. Okache se ko 4 time no we sketching obia ekufu at the time we sketching obia banche hono no ye de fra eburo edema ye poultry feed no we san ho no woto enkoko free China. Okoto nkoko free China enkoko a ya parking 8 months egu dem no asoa begu Ghana se montetemwe obekọ de fie no oye body ampesi edi aden a me the doctor say my surgery ntima me ndi akoko fools. And these are the people we sat in Ghana and we were listening to. Wa champion free ocean hotel e de ababeduru bancha haban o de be feed poultry otena Ekufuado abam one district one factory otena Ekufuado abam nya contract Ekufuado abam nyina contract oje nyina energy contract ote bust ote Ghana gas ote dia board. So he never thought of this. O free power I say oh bancha haban bancha haban o de free bura ye betumi anyankoko Kwadi Krom Dompem or ye MP for 23 to 27 years. When Timmy for Bancha Habani Burama ni Kro before, Omo Munyan Koko, and I said when Bian Koko Pochi, and I said Pochi, and for Mat ni Kro before Mebunu, Sir Omofanya Dianiman Koko, and Kwasiasam. These are the people, and Menewabe who so many munyansa, they take advantage of the people. These are the people, and we hail these people. Where there or a businessman. That word businessman, what does it mean? Obi Obagacho Ghana so a businessman be or a cromfo. Anybody. Say Ushia Obi or Ghana. Ushia Broni. No, we say, what do you do? Now I say I'm a businessman. He sees you as a criminal. There's nothing like I'm a businessman. What is businessman? What does it mean by what do you mean by businessman? Also, such Trump not a business. Trump, he was into real estate. He didn't just call himself, say, I'm a businessman. What do you mean by I'm a businessman? When you say you're a businessman, you're a thief. The reason is that you try to go into other places you are not supposed to go to. You infiltrate. You use some influence to get some things indirectly which you know are not legitimate. There's nothing like I'm a businessman. So because I'm a politician cum businessman or oyeri. Bawumia by or say oye economist. And the engineer who say, on your economist, Papa, wa bon. Bawumia cannot be a better president because, in the first place, ni Sivia, a maninya, the Iranian mates, our MPP mu, ebe vice president, na or your economist. Or by your economist, no, you seek a seminar say, into a beer with Jimmy Obeto Obama Bawumia to be a president. Can you appoint the MPP 16 years, Kufo Ekufuado? Also a businessman, politician. Businessman, what specifically does he do? I take contract. Taking contracts and making sure you making money out of government does not make you a businessman. So people when you can say, I'm a businessman, I am a DN. We see video what's the jajo. It's Kennedy like that, no? Or your cotton, because he does not come with any specification. It does not come with any background to be a say, wait dear, wait now you're good work. Because I'm so a businessman, any fool can be a businessman. I'm turn red, or PZ, Emma boys ninyam fashion, I'm a businessman and woman. So be to PZ eton red. Obi to PZ eton air codeine, Obi to PZ eton coca, or a businessman, because for the cocaine 2 tables no be tar or young faso. Into any fool can be a businessman. Obi can say I am an economist. Now the Ghana shedding some now for 8 years. Ghana can jumping from 3 to 17 now. Or a Jimmy for on your economist is a liar. And say a Jumani Fawa, you'll be sacked. Into why should we even entertain such comedians? Such clowns, people who just say things because Omojin say a Jimmy into in their life, you know, they have created that impression. They have created that impression. Ama some Ghanaians think say, where we answer? Because when I sit and somebody like Kennedy Japan stands before me and says, I'm a businessman. You're a businessman means nothing to me. Criminals call themselves businessmen because if you're a businessman, you should have one business that you are good at.
I have a receipt here. Namoshia Ghana for mentality. Why Ghanaian businesses don't succeed? I am building the biggest cold store in Africa, not in Ghana, in Africa. 31,000 tons cold store. Biggest. I'm saying Angola, and will be what 30,000. 31,000 tons cold store. Obi obefi se me dwamanu mechiro baby o. Se wo ko.
They also motorway kwan so no.
No, and we steel plant no.
Okay.
Yeah, nyuma but my head my din ni nyina ye gban na me de acheretere. Nyese ye betra na ye dwa enum ni eko. I want to make a difference in society. Until obi ba o now koye president. You don't have to be president to effect change in people's lives.
Yeah.
Winim, let me go straight to this. Opanyini, mempese ubeka se bia midi tro. So, timpese wo ready ade receipt we. Time ye tuaye.
Emphasis. You don't have to be a businessman to affect people's life. Otia and oka just to abamame. Na menkosi hotel Wéàpons. Na Bawumia so ni Jimmy nam ha. You know something, and the economy and digital. These people are crazy. All of them are crazy people. Bryan Acheampong Busana, I was a businessman. I have built hotel. It's Yentam Ghana Mau. Yentam Ghana Mau because you have built a hotel. Now Bryan Acheampong Jimmy also to Wuremu or to Wuremu. I'm the deep president. Adaya, Makosi Hotel will Wurem. It's Yentam Ghana and Shay in Semu. This is our problem as a nation. There are people who have gone through the mill to get to where they are. When you pick somebody like John Dramani Mahama, he's an in and out politician. He makes policies. He thinks through policies. He oversees policies and makes sure policies are implemented. So, or you're in and out politician. John Mahama has never stood anywhere else to tell you, say, I started my career as a businessman and I bought and sell. No. John Mahama always sits back and think for businesses. Think about policies. Thinks about solutions that a businessman, somebody in Ghana, those solutions can help the person's life to be better. You're in and out politicians. These people you are seeing are comedians who are lying. Kennedy, Bawumia, they have nothing under their sleeve. Bryan Acheampong has nothing. He is capitalizing on some ignorant people to say, Messi hotel in T. None in the Padodo Messi hotel or Ghana. Do you know the number of people who have built hotel in Ghana? And there are even Ghanaians who have built hotel outside Ghana. So we should just hand over Ghana to you because your friend Bryan Acheampong Messi hotel. Managing a hotel and managing a country. Massa. Yet to come Bryan Acheampong. Now Bryan was so uncomfortable talk snit. Your pension sika hotel, you know, Nanka also tone be any dia. Such a person, oh Danny Ghana, I said in sim, wouldn't be Ghana Bay. Time na only control crano or your minister kekeno, anka your pension hotels in Cotoning in Amana be any dia. Sakwa na mono on worry and woye. It is anka and Sakaya, wouldn't be Uncle Bay. And we sit in Ghana and we entertain all these nonsense, all because Nkofobia create some bibiato system. And we say, oh, where mu dear, the where mu dear, no more Jimmy. The where mu dear, they are all people who are what? Foolish. As Kennedy said, these are all opportunists. They want to use you to make more money. And then the difference between John Mahama and the rest. And then the difference between John Mahama and the rest. John Mahama's job is to think, make policies for it to have a positive effect in the lives of the people. And then your politics, and then your reasoning, and then your managing. And then the difference between John Mahama and Akufo-Addo. And anytime Mahama free power, no, majority of you were like, what kind of governance the Akufo-Addo do enemy? They in Ghana econo, because he does not understand that you as a leader, you as a politician, you need to think, make laws, implement policies, let it have effect, positive effect in the lives of the people. But when you bring a businessman does not think through policies. A businessman is always thinking business, and his whole thing is about profit. Who is the beneficiary of the profit? He needs to profit before you profit. And the finance minister, the finance ministry was a profit-making venture. It was an institution that was built around him. And every deal or enterprise insurance, they had a percentage in it. It was business as usual. It was business first. It was not policies to affect your life. It was not thinking decisions that would change the lives of the people. MPP Abena, they were in power for 8 years. You were still asking what is going on, because nobody was thinking. Nobody was doing the thinking. Nobody was implementing the thinking. Nobody was making sure after implementing the thinking was making a positive impact in your life. Their idea was, it was always about sell, buy and sell and make money. Until they were throwing words around. One district, one factory, one constituency, one dam. Because if you look at all the policies under Bawumia and Akufo-Addo, they were all business venture policies. And those business venture policies, it was to benefit themselves, because they create companies around it and then they take money out of you. And then Bawumia Busan say, Paulugu Dam, how is it benefiting the people? Obeka say he does not know. Over $12 million gone. There's a difference between a manager, a politician, and somebody who calls himself an economist. You being an economist does not mean you'll be a good manager. Somebody who can implement better policies for it to have better effect on the people, for you to be able to think through it, and to say in the future, what decision I've taken or the decision I've taken today will make an impact. There's a vast difference between the NPP and the NDC, the president we have today and the clown we had yesterday. Now, what was I doing? Near to Krom Hana Bawumia, Ekache Ghana for you say, Saudi came to build medical university, 42 SHS in northern region. Mahamudu Bawumia. Okachere say, the king of Saudi Arabia, see a medical university, 2019. 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024. 6 years, we didn't see any Saudi king come to build any medical facility. No Saudi king. This guy calls himself a leader. He's a liar. Near to Kroma, or say Saudi king is see a medical university we are. Obesi 42 senior high schools. Before that, now Bawumia Kachere Ghana for Oni Akufo-Addo Kachere say Omoba see 350 senior high schools in their first year. Mr. S, get me the document and get me the video. Nana Akufo-Addo Bawumia Jina Ghana for him Kachere say yani MPP for including Kennedy, including Bryan Acheampong, including Kentry, including Japan, including Bawumia, we are going to build 350 senior high schools in 2016. In 2015, that is what they told us. We should give them the power. Bawumia and Akufo-Addo, Kennedy, Japan, Bryan Acheampong, they belong to the same family. They told us, say, young for 2 million, our education, young Korano, Edisia, and Hiomo, 350. As we sit here, for 8 years, these businessmen could not build one school. Now you see, I'm trying to let you see the difference between Sanko Fowe, the NPP. Whoever represents the NPP is a liar. They are businessmen. They are just making money. They don't care about you. Anything I'm gonna draw some line. Yeah, for party. We are party of elite. They wanted to create that impression in your head. Send a bear obi to bekwaya. No, who say MPP nibi wa kra, or who is on nyansa. Into if you are crying about bekwaya, kase. Yeah, one cry, yeah, policy small was yo yate. No, I don't Jimmy to bekwaya. So obi to mention South Oba or say, hey, a cratch for no one crying. Into which Jimmy to say sticker or swatting cry, eh, yeah, a jumamaye. When we create a line be able to, the people cannot cross it. The people cannot cross it. Sanka Bawumia enyi napo sani running meter. Na mumudu do nimsa napo Jimmy anameboa until he was given the room to express himself. They have 1,000 of them in the MPP. They are just businessmen. They make money out of you people. They are liars. And you see, sometimes the reason why they hate me is that when I sit here and I speak on the issues, I bring you along. I make you see the difference between these liars and why we are not supposed to hand over the country to these liars. 2019 Bawumia ka asase mweche inkremoni a wodo mo mabofo ma wo ka no kure. Bawumia is a selfish liar. One na yere no. Enti Adam and Eve omumye ne dia beduru hande Bawumia ne eye Samira. Ogotna na Samira to work asa I saw economist. Sa Bawumia and Samira Samira ka so ye campaign about Bawumia obeje Samira economist because they ni kunu di no eno abi no odi atrona ni kunu master no eno na bi na wa master into betena so you know my husband he's an economic waste kid, you know, when the economy, because it is not about being too intelligent, it's about being confident in your lives. Enti obane sua Bawumia Samira sua Bawumia when it comes to opportunities and creating opportunities for people. Onim nyansa na obetum ya anything obedi first lady for a second lady for 8 years. We cannot still see her impact in Ghana. And then Bob Samira dia na okay kunkumbagia dia na okay wear makeup dia na okay wa party room. She does not represent anything. She does not symbolize anything. We cannot sit and say Samira be okay no. It is only makeup that will come into your head. But when I mention say okay Lordina Mahama or say Lordina Mahama concurrenza Lordina Mahama there okay Lordina Foundation ejuma wa ye nim the clinics in the hospital and they bought a ye den kofo ekufo da yiri a den Rebecca dia na okay Rebecca Foundation and you ne mba ne beti foundation mbe wi ayisika Rebecca Foundation won kai na Rebecca kufo adu nim na you know the people, they don't represent anything. It is about them. It's about their selfish interests. Ubo eye kofo yiri din, she represented something. Ubo Nana Kudedo Ajima Rawlings, apart from me having my problems with her, allow the Kufuor Dems to enter her family, to destroy her family and destroying her husband, you know, apart from her being too greedy when it comes to political positions, you know, she was very impactful as a first lady in Ghana, one of the most impactful first ladies in Ghana. 31st December Women's Movement, every single community and village in Ghana, a woman was touched. That is the kind of woman we are looking for. John Mahama's wife, go and search on Atamel's wife, her impact when it came to their basic education. Mubina na okoto Ghana around the nation or call school bia na teachers like say omo materials no omo ko for the week ebi mbaya MP focus say chalk ni no. Her impact on basic education primary, her impact. This is what we talk about. Nasanko Fowe, what do they represent? What does Bawumia represent? What does Samira represent? Samira represents Instagram. She represents makeup. She represents the Kunkumbaja. What does she represent? Nothing. So why should we hand over a country to people like these who have no responsibility in life?
We plan a rapid and vigorous development of educational infrastructure in the first 18 months of the next MPP government. This will involve the building of 350 new senior high schools from scratch, whilst rehabilitating and expanding existing ones. Since these schools will be spread across the length and breadth of our country, this construction activity will immediately lead to an explosion of employment in all districts of our country.
This is what they told us. This is what they told us. We are waiting. This is what brought Bawumia and Akufo-Addo to power. Omokasombe 350 senior high schools from scratch. He made that statement. And the existing ones, they will expand them and finish them. Hey, what do they represent? Bawumia represents what? Bawumia represents the first economist or yet 10 year or Sayen Krebonia or Bedi Ghana Swa or Tam dollar free 3 equal to 17. That is Bawumia's hallmark. What does Bawumia represent? Bawumia representing the timer Ghana echo IMF. Abro Gina State Council, we will never go to IMF. Bawumia represent a politician under his leadership or the head of economic management team. Inflation could do 57. That is Bawumia. He's a failure in everything. He's a failure, a total failure. What does his wife represent? She represents makeups and stylish clothes. That is what we remember about Samira for. What do we remember Samira for? Wow, would you me? Samira. Hey, Nentadi. Hey, and tomorrow Samira does not represent intelligence. She does not represent helping vulnerable people. She does not represent a mother. She does not represent what we want as Africans. But you can mention Lodina Mahama. She represents an African mom. She represents people who are in need, who need help. She represents saving people, women. She represents people who are thinking about the health care of Awofo, Apimfo. That is what African women represent. Not makeup, not shiny clothes, not mapamisrim. That is an Instagram lifestyle. So when we are making decisions, we need to understand that decisions are about benefit here in the long term, not decisions that will wash away like makeup on Samira's face. Samira's political life is like makeup. It lasts for about 6 hours. If you wash it away, she goes back to sender. And that is not the kind of woman we need in our politics. That is not the kind of woman we expect to spearhead the women in Ghana. We cannot put our women, their future on a platform to say makeup. That is what Samira represents. She represents makeup. You wash it off after every 6 hours. After 6 hours, and that is not what we want. We want a woman who leave a mark, a woman who leave a permanent mark, a woman who build a clinic, a woman who build a hospital, a woman who supply medical supplies, a woman who will be there for women, a woman who will represent women. That is what we are looking for. We are not looking for makeup artists who are going to be washed away in 6 hours. That is not what we're talking about. Samira is a back to sender woman. After 6 hours, she's back to sender. Until she puts on makeup. But Samira is a back to sender woman. Now, Mami Jujum. Samira the uncle compete Miss Chad. Now we need bra breno. Ya chechire Ghana. O pese kasa no for uncle Chad nko compete Miss Chad. Ye ni bra bre wa ha no for concert na mfa free penny so. Now, before I go on, let me postulate the French-Pananian dictum.
Before I go on, let me postulate from the French-Pananian dictum, which stipulates that the dialectics of reconciling two conflicting ideas is the algebra of revolution. The overbearing intervention of the state government had further exacerbated oporombium and amounting to sadomasochisms. Acrimony and chaos in our community. It was a contumelious stratagem by political jobbers to siphon monies. We suffer what we call political axivia neonantorum. Conclusively, we are a microcosm of the issues in the Niger Delta in the macrocosm. Today, we as a people are stating, Voxe Populi, Voxe Dei.
Voxe Populi, Voxe Dei. We as a people are saying the word of God, the people is the word of God. Voxe Populi, the voice of the people, Voxe Dei is the voice of God. Inti asemno ena me Nigeria nino aka oporompium. We are going to exacerbate to make sure that the French-Pananian dictum. They said, you can you say, or per se, or can I some every French for dictionary, and no friend the French-Pananian dictum. Intimate na honka say, akwate brofo, when we some moment the Jimmy. Before I go on, let me postulate from the French-Pananian dictum. Or see answer na mekasano, mama mingi bibi free French for dictionary, the French-Pananian dictum. It stipulates.
Before I go on, let me postulate from the French-Pananian dictum, which stipulates that the dialectics of reconciling two conflicting ideas is the algebra of revolution.
The dialectics of reconciling two conflicting ideas is the algebra of oporompium. He's basically saying that when two people, the dialectic, or see, say, afani afa, etri anko benkromoa, edin tokwaneba, the dialecting of the okanye. The other person can say, when two opposing sides do not sit to come to a conclusion, there's always confusion. And no cannot say the end.
Before I go French-Pananian dictum, which stipulates that the dialectics of reconciling two conflicting ideas is the algebra of revolution. The overbearing intervention of the state government had further exacerbated oporompium.
The overburdened interference of the state government has exacerbated oporompium. Or say a buying now then sa efra eyedien eye omainimun sem dodwono amadien ama omaina jegu the state of oporompium. Na say ye church ba entwe aban no ensa ode wo wonsam wo eye Nigeria memu no ene na ama oman no esin kokode ene the state of oporompium kokode the state of oporompium into okode nim no unti ena oto Kevin ene jira pa masam yo bijujom.
Before I overbearing intervention of the state government had further exacerbated oporompium and amounting to sadomasochisms.
And amounting to sadomasochisms. Amounting to French Nigeria for cry. There's some kind of family.
Before the overbearing intervention of the state government had further exacerbated oporompium and amounting to sadomasochisms.
Amounting to sadomasochisms, sadoma, any sochisms. Or say, the oma ye ama oman esin kokode esin twitwide no ama oman no eni eyi ahenhan etu akeka ni nsem ene ne frɛ no sadomasochisms. The oman penifo de omonsa ewurawura oman emu nsensemu etietiem no ama oman esin twitwede ama oman eni etutu aka ni nsem ene na ye sadomasochisms. Otwo bie wonum brofo na odwudwem kakran kakra bi a enkofo de to so onimnyansa ama anka betima kan simple say oh oman de mu de empenifo no ye na enye moma ye nyina kan humbom na yamba abenkrom na ye ndwene ho anka betima kan saa bo onim so bom to de Nigeria MPP for omo jimi omo go school inti ose oye de oporompium na osa ko de nim na osa kire bibi wa ha.
Before bearing intervention of the state government had further exacerbated oporompium and amounting to sadomasochisms. Acrimony and chaos in our community. It was a contumelious stratagem by political jobbers to siphon monies we suffer what we call political axivia non torum, into sadomasochisms. Acrimony and chaos in our community. It was a contumelious stratagem by political jobbers to siphon monies. We suffer what we call political axivia non torum. Conclusively, we are a microcosm.
Or see, it was a contumelious stratagem by political jobbers. Or see, na any down any day etrimu bopo boni a politicians are omano endi binim endi ember game and when the brad yesa woba on a friend contumelious stratagem a yetrimu poa I say one number afa say omo de be say mino a political jobbers a politicians omon kano kura ojina ha na waka fi ade cha na waka for what is Bawumia political jobbers omano omu jemu a insemhunu neba. It was a contumelious stratagem. It was a contumelious stratagem. Now say omu bomu trimu po say at the boni Adom-Otchere edi amagana edi aswaye no eno na ede political jobbers aya politicians a omadwene enye den enko benkrum eno say to siphon monies omu trimu po every 2012, 13, 14, 15, 16 to say MPP4 and now we imagine say omu di omu sabe boy sikem ya catch a siphon and to say sebio wayan krakra de nam gum now do sa boom you siphon the money, siphon monies and osaka political asylum the nan torom or see omu say a political asylum the nan torom omu yankophobia omu chinchine sa bibi te sa gabi omu ye nipa bia oye omu hye nyeye eye wudie krono insekuo ene nyoma ya omu ye edema oman emma eyem dwa omu ene ye frɛ no eye contumelious stratagem that led to political jobbers siphoning our monies. That is called political asylum ninantorom. Now so we'll finish it in some no kan na
conclusively by political jobbers to siphon monies. We suffer what we call political axivia non torum. Conclusively, we are a microcosm of the issues in the Niger Delta in the macrocosm. Today,
nanu kosino aya Nigeria for no omu ye microcosm in the macrocosm into utia or say they are a microcosm.
Before to siphon monies, we suffer what we call political axivia non torum. Conclusively, we are a microcosm of the issues in the Niger Delta in the macrocosm.
They are a microcosm of the issues in the Delta, in the Delta region. Our macrocosm. Now the all can say, yeah, microcosm, entatia. Sebio, a chronomun samakesia doria, jinem, macrocosm ni and cassium, by any entatia, yeti kurabacasium, into microcosm in the macrocosm. Or patch a delta state no a macrocosm kurabakasie, and no more entatia omoda kurabacasium, into the microcosm in a delta state macrocosm. What you say into microcosm is in the macrocosm. That means that in Kitwano Eda Akesium, there son and a chinketwari. Ha, and then I know what you know. Now, all the baby, no, and Sunny Atwaso or say.
Before of the issues in the Niger Delta in the macrocosm. Today, we as a people are stating, Voxe Populi, Voxe Dei.
Or say, and Yene, Nigeria for. Ye catch the Ghana for say nipa dodo na no asem eno ene onyankopon ana abosom no anu asem enti insema na oka nyina nko betima kan 1 minute say enuanom de aban no eya ordinance efrafra yensemu ema nyoma ye ho kyere ya omudo mo sika abo ye sika semu ma ye twa edwadwo ma ye ho kyere ye a ye nipa ye ni obi kan ya asem ma ye a ende Delta State nsema abeya ya yenkitwa gine ma ye ntumi ndi yehui onyame ene enim se na asem ene ye asem ko betuma kan sa bo onim se omo mutie kyere ye MPP for omako school akọ kyira JSS omo agimi ene ti no oye political jobas ene ti no oye ede union torom ene ti no oye transpananian dictum ene ti no use word be say acrimony ene ti no use political jobas or use microcosm or use political asinium union torom onim se omo agimi ene bi na Bawumia de MPP for no eno ena Bawumia e de MPP for no onim so ka kire mo se mo agimi omo ntiase enti obeka ne se mo kai John Mahama mo kai NDC omo si 93,733